Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do your bi-weekly reading. I am back to being able to read bi-weeklies as well as your monthly reading. So this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and it's for the dates February 1st to the 14th. So what does Cancer need to know for the first 2 weeks of February? It's just for Cancer. All right, Cancer, we have 6-card reading for you today. As always, I'll be using the bottom of the deck card for general energy for the month. And then we have our gorgeous medicine card deck here for an additional message for you. I will be holding the cards right up to the camera for you to look at with me. So you have some really nice energy here, Cancer. Couple of major arcana cards. We have both Judgment and we have the Devil. Bottom of the deck, and I am going to pull that one too, just because it's really, really nice and it lets us have 2 tens for your reading. So 10s are completions. Could be a completion here. You're ready to get to the next level of something. But yeah, as far as bottom of the deck energy goes, we have the 2 of Wands, which is really nice, right? This is moving in the direction that you've chosen for yourself. It is very independent. This is a very independent energy. It's what you're choosing for yourself. It's what the distance you're willing to travel and the work and the commitment that you're willing to make in order to achieve whatever that vision is. Very common theme around the 2 of Wands is that you hold the world in your hands. So something could feel very big and mighty right now with regard to your future. And like I said, we have the 10 of Cups underneath that. I just wanted to pull that out because it's a really lovely, generous card, and we just love a chubby Buddha. So, you know, this is emotional fulfillment. And again, we're looking at our 2 10s here, and we also have 2 2s. So there could be, you know, with the 2s, we could be looking at one or the other. We do have the 2 of Pentacles, which is a really nice juggling situation. You do have something on lock. It could be something as simple as 2 jobs, but it could also be relationships. We don't have any swords here, so we're not looking at, you know, being of 2 minds of something, but definitely 2 directions that you seem to be able to hold down pretty easily, or you're confident about holding that down here. So really nice to see those energies. Let's get into each card in its position. And the situation is a message of love. This is a really nice, creative, younger energy. Generally speaking, this could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio individual. It could be your child or a child. It could be an animal. We have lots of people have fur babies. So just the situation is basically something or someone that's very, very dear to your heart, but ultimately a message of love, right? The way that you communicate. It does sit atop the Judgment card. There could be a new opportunity here to get your point across in a loving way, or a message of love could be coming to you in a new way. And we are dealing with a 20 here with the Judgment, so I would consider that another 2. I would say opportunities and a positive outlook would be very, very important here for the first 2 weeks, especially Cancer. So, and I think that when we're starting right off the bat with the situation being a message of love, or at least being able to communicate in this way, you know, being the translator of love, this is a very poetic card as well. So this could strictly be, this doesn't have to be about relationships. So as general readings for the public, by the way, you use these however you see fit, right? Whatever's on the forefront of your mind when you're listening to this is what I suggest it's applied to. But generally speaking, this is a really creative, generous, poetic, loving energy. We do have the reason for that, like I said, is this really nice, balanced 2 of Pentacles. I do find the 2 of Pentacles can look like it's under some stress, but it handles it well. So Really nothing to be too uptight about here. There could be two different income potentials or actually jobs. If this is about a relationship, however, just beware that it's not in secret, that both, people know about each other, because we could have the duality here. If this does have to do with a relationship, just beware that both people know, so that no one's kept in the dark, as it is atop the devil, right? It is atop, there could be a deep sexuality, a dark sexuality here, or getting as much as you can. I find that the Capricorn ruled devil card is just, the social status is very, very important, obviously. But I do find with Capricorn in general, as a sign, not as a person, but as a sign, there's the, you want to experience it all, right? So, and there, neither here nor there my opinion on that, but like I said, just beware that everyone has the ability for self-agency here, whether it's two jobs or two people. Just make sure that nothing is secret about that. Here we have your past, this gorgeous 10 of Pentacles. Love to see this 10. You can see she's just really happy. She's very comforting. She's very comfortable. Even the colors in the card are very sweet, warm, generous. This person wants for nothing. This is also considered the legacy card. So I think what you are engaged in here has to do with long-term legacy issues, perhaps revisiting something that you had put aside or put in the back burner. But definitely you are going through the motions of, even in the early stages here, of something that you consider very strongly having long-term value, long-term commitments, or that you have made a commitment to that will pay dividends, right? We are dealing with, finances, the body, income, wealth in general, prosperity in general. So really gorgeous card to have sort of behind what is forthcoming in the first 2 weeks of February for you. Here we have your present, right? So this is what's going on now. This is our judgment. The author called this the call card. I think there's a good reason for that. I often say that the judgment card could be calling, what you consider a higher calling. There is an element of being in awe of something larger than you, a message of love, an understanding, an essence of poetry, creativity, sensitivity, right? Allowing yourself to be sensitive. Here is a really another angle to take this reading as well. So a second opportunity here to do something that you feel very confidently is going to build reserves of resource and income potential for you. Very possibly, I would just say, maybe not necessarily luxury, but definitely a life of comfort, right? So a really nice opportunity here to revisit something that you may have bypassed or passed over or put aside that is definitely a calling, or feels very, very comfortable for you, or that you feel that you quite possibly you should be doing. So here's your future. This is 10th house energy. As I said, we are dealing with Capricorn energy here. We have the 10 of Pentacles here. This would be, in my view, very similar energy-wise. Major arcana, minor arcana, Capricorn sort of energy, social status, money, income, value, prospects. I would suggest as well that creative manifestation is possible here. I also know that this gets a bad rap, right? The devil card gets a bad rap a lot of times. You could strictly be dealing with an addiction, of course. This could be an addiction card. This could be an addiction to relationships, social media. I'm not going to say social media because we don't have any swords here necessarily. Maybe addiction to another person. Like I said at the very beginning, if this is a relationship and someone doesn't know, part of the attraction could be the secret. If the secret was out, it wouldn't be as attractive, so consider that. But I will suggest here that if this is about business or about being obsessed about something that does have to do with long-term, that does have to do with, prospective outcomes of financial or abundance manifestation, I would use any semblance or feeling of obsession to your advantage. Be obsessed about, you know, this final outcome. You know, use your obsession, use that to your advantage. It is no mistake that Capricorn's key term is use, right? So use these opportunities to your advantage. You don't want to misuse. You don't want to be used. So use, if you are obsessed about something or you are obsessed about, you know, this financial outcome, for example, don't worry about that. Go with that, right? Because it's a very positive long-term outcome and outlook. Here with your advice card is the Page of Wands. This is really nice, constructive energy. Again, it's our second page. Page of Wands, however, gives us the excitement. There's action involved here. It goes from creativity and sensitivity, possibly intuition and poetry, a language of love, into acting on it, right? There's an expression of love. There is definitive action taken here. So again, we're still in the young stages. You also could be dealing with a fire sign, a younger fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But ultimately, it does sit right under the 10 of Pentacles, as we see. So I would say that even small steps in a very focused direction of your dreams is the answer to any problem you have around financial income, the balancing of two jobs, the balancing of relationships, etc. Something in the early stages of something. Like I said, we have a couple of twos, a couple of pages, but the goal, right, is long-term stability, financial, income, abundant health, including inheritances, right? So I think you have your long-term objectives are on lock, okay? I wouldn't go around second guessing your long-term objectives anymore. I think you are on a really positive path for yourself. You're going to use everything that you can without misusing it or being used to your advantage here, okay? So use everything you can to your advantage. So here we have Crow. We're dealing with law. This is the, you know, universal law. This isn't like a small beans, sort of like a courthouse. This is universal law. I really feel strongly, Cancer, that you are on a very important path for yourself here, particularly if you feel guided, if you feel emboldened by, you know, the hidden hand, something bigger than yourself. Spiritual enlightenment could be leading you in a direction that you, like I said, it might not even be easy necessarily, but you're not worried. You've got it on lock. So really, really positive cards for you. Law of attraction is really important, particularly the first 2 weeks of the month. So beware of what you are saying to yourself about yourself in your own head. You want to keep those channels clear for incoming positive messages, and allow yourself the prosperity and abundance that you really deserve here, Cancer. So that is your first 2 weeks of February. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to your last 2 weeks. Of course, it's the second bi-weekly, and your monthlies will still be available for February. Until then, Cancer, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.